Shoot, I accidentally hit the stop recording button. We were just at number 74 at the West Pinewood Campground. So, starting my review from number 75. Darn it, I can't believe I accidentally hit the stop button. Oh well. Number 75 has a pretty nice looking fire pit, but the the picnic table, and oh wow, look at this grill. Wow, that's gorgeous. I'm not really sure where a person would set up their tent at this campsite. Over in the corner over there does not look to me like it's level. It looks like it's a sort of a hill, kind of. And the same over here, it's not level. There's not really anywhere level to set up a tent other than potentially in the parking area. It looks like number 75, the vast majority of the campsite is the parking area. So I guess it might be more ideal for people that are coming in vans or planning to stay in their vehicle or whatever, like I am this time. Number 76, much smaller parking area. It looks like there's a pretty level area over here near the picnic table to set up your tent. It looks pretty level to me, like over right here, and also right over, maybe not right there, because there's a little dip right there. But it does look like there's a couple of options for setting up a tent. The bear locker is graffitied and kind of strange, but the picnic table is new. The fire pit looks like it's in good condition. That's, what is that, number 76, I think? Let's verify. Yeah, that was number 76. Number 77 looks like it is closed for something. They need to redo the gravel in the parking area because it looks kind of soft to me. There is a puddle right around the fire pit, which is not great. I'm walking in a puddle right now. The picnic table is very old. The food locker, bear locker, whatever, is new. But I would not camp here because the fire pit is in a puddle. It needs to be leveled out. Back in the back area over there, it does look pretty level. And maybe a slight grade downwards. So, I mean, you can have your tent pretty far back. Maybe set up a couple of tents even pretty far back, so it seems like it's more secluded. But I couldn't camp here with the fact that I prefer the winter camping, and I mean, a puddle would just be very off-putting. Yeah. That was number 77. Number 78. Looks like it's got a nice new table. I would put my tent in the slightly off level area over here behind, you know, in the middle of these trees right here behind the fire pit. And, you know, so far as graffiti goes, I actually like that graffiti. That is a nice table, though. It is really close to the other campsites. You will not have any privacy at this campsite. I don't think that it'll flood and get puddles in the rain, though, other than in the parking area. There's definitely some puddles in the parking area at number 78. Number 79 has a really old picnic table, lots of puddles, puddles right by the fire pit. It really doesn't look like there's anywhere level to put your tent at. And the parking area is all puddles, and it's somewhat shared by campsite number 80, which has the same problem, and the fire pit is completely surrounded by a puddle. The picnic table is not level, which is definitely not great. It's an old picnic table too, just like this one over here. But these issues are part of why I always try and stay at state campsites when I can, because the extremely overpriced amount that I'm paying does go towards maintenance and repairing things, which, I mean, I treat all of the equipment very respectfully whenever I visit the campsites, because I don't want the stuff to be trashed when I use it. It looks like the water spigot, okay, there's another one over there for those ones, and there's one there. Number 81, the parking area has a very sizable puddle, and I think that around the fire pit, given enough rain, there will definitely be a puddle there as well, because it's in a sort of depression. But it does look like there's lots of really level area to place a couple of tents at, which is definitely nice. I don't think I can give a review on campsite number 80 because there is someone staying there. From what I can see of campsite number 80 from here, it does look like it's got a new table, a new fire pit. It looks very, very level. I can see that the parking area does have a little bit of a puddle, but it is a paved parking area. So it looks like it's pretty level. It looks like a nice campsite. That's number 80. 82. New fire pit, no, that's not one of the new ones. I mean, all of the fire pits that I've seen have been in very good condition here. The tables, less so. There might be, this area over here might be a slight dip. It looks like the only, like, real level area for putting your tent. Maybe right over here, but it's all got a slight grade down towards the fire pit, it looks like. It's definitely nice that there's a freaking drain right underneath the water spigot on that one. That's nice. What happened to number 83? That was 82, I thought. Did I somehow go right by 83? Or was that number 83? I don't know. Okay, that one, the one that I can't go in because it's occupied, is number 83. That explains why I was missing that one. Number 84. There's a puddle in the parking area. The picnic table has a slight lean to it. It's at least one of the bigger picnic tables. It's not a new one. Everything looks like it has a slight grade leading down towards the fire pit. So the fire pit might end up a puddle. It's not right now, though. There's the water spigot. Okay, campsite number 85. There's around 20 more campsites to review. Maybe a tent right there. It does have a slight slope to it. It's not level. I can't see where else you'd put your tent. Everywhere else has a bit of a slope or a grade. If you have a small tent, like maybe right there. It's not a puddle, though. That's number 85. And there's the bathroom that I reviewed earlier. It's a very nice bathroom. Recently remodeled bathroom. Area closed for plant rehabilitation. So do not go there because you'll stomp on plants you're trying to bring back. Okay, 86 does look like it's got a lot of level area for tents, but it is also very close to the next campsite over. And yeah, you can't really set up your tent over here because, well, there's a grade, a very strong grade. So you can really only set it up over here in this area that is, I mean, there's a lot of dips and it's sort of a shared area with the next campsite over. Yeah, old picnic table. That was number 86. Not really any trees that you can use at number 86. I like my campsites to have trees that I can use to set up a tarp. And number 87, I do not recommend. The fire pit area is nothing but puddle. I do not recommend. It needs to be leveled some. There's the water spigot area. Okay, number 88 has a puddle near the fire pit. It does look like it's got a lot of level area. It's got gophers though. A couple of the campsites have had issues with gophers. It does look like there's a trail to get out to the ocean right there. So people in the summertime will be having to deal with a lot more people walking right by their tent, which is not an experience for everyone. I mean, there's lots of level area though, it looks like. But the fire pit does have a puddle, which is really not ideal. Number 89 has a lot of gophers. There's a lot of gophers. The picnic table and fire pit and food locker area looks like it's raised up. I don't think that it'll have an issue with puddles because it's more at the top of the grade, which is good. The picnic table does not look like it's level to me though. If you set up your tent here, you've got a lot of space that you're going to be sharing with gophers. It does look like it's mostly level. There's some dips here and there that might have puddles, though, if it's raining. That was number 89. It is definitely starting to come down. Yeah, and that trail right there goes to the beach. Okay, here's campsite number 90. It looks like it's got a grade going towards the street. So it doesn't look like everything is going to be level, but I don't think that it's going to have much of an issue with puddles in the actual camping area. The parking area does have puddles, but over here it's pretty high up. It looks like it's pretty level, a very good spot for a tent if you're tent camping. And there's not going to be a problem with puddles over here, I think, because it's all graded, so the puddles won't stay unless the entire campsite is underwater, because everything is graded towards the parking area. There's maybe enough room to set up another tent over here, but this area is less level, and maybe with some gophers sharing the area too. So, fair amount of puddle in the parking area though. So number 91, I can tell right now, is one that I could not in good conscience recommend. There's lots of puddles. Around this area right here, it will be nothing but puddle. The picnic table is very well aged, and I don't see a whole lot of level area except for this right out front, right next to the street and trail, which, I mean, that is not good. That was 91. 92, the parking area has a lot of big puddles. aged picnic table. Puddle by the fire pit. A little bit of a slope in areas where you'd be setting up your tent. I mean, depending on what kind of tent it is, that could be fine, but most people do like their tents to be on level ground. Alright, I'm getting soaked. The rain is definitely coming down. I think I need to run my pants through a cycle with some lanolin to sort of help waterproof them, except they're not made out of wool, so I'm not totally sure how that would work, you know? So this is what number is this guy? I think this is 94. No, it's 93. Okay, so 93. Does look like there's some gophers. The fire pit area might end up in a puddle. It looks like it's got the beginning of a puddle to me. And yes, it's definitely got some gophers. Definitely. It's a new bear box and an aged picnic table. There is a lot of area to choose from with picking out where to put your tent, at least. That's nice. But yeah, a lot of gophers though. Okay, so number 94. It looks like it's a pretty good one. Lots of level areas, not quite as infested with gophers. The fire pit area, to me, it looks like it's going to flood. It's just a matter of time before there's a puddle there. Okay. There's the water spigot. This one is a disabled person site. Okay. Number 95. This is where I'm camping at. And if I had my tent with me, I would consider setting it up right here, except that could potentially be considered part of number 94. So there's not a ton of level area. I do have a very large tent. I have a Nemo high-rise 4-person tent. It's probably around the same size as my little picnic table canopy thing. The fire pit did not have a puddle around it when I got here, so I'm hoping that it stays that way for the duration of my trip. It does not look like, I mean, there's some puddles and stuff forming over there where my tarp is draining off. You know, to me, I think it's a decent campsite. I definitely like all of the trees available to run a ridge line. You know, that's, in my opinion, a very good situation. Number 96. No trees except for that little one right there. but it is disabled, so it's got an extremely level parking area, and it looks like the tent setup area is the denatured granite, and it's very level, which is very good. There's a slight puddle forming over here in front of the fire pit area. All of this area is very level, and it's enclosed to, in theory, keep the weeds out, I guess, but also to keep all of the special gravel, because it's made out of denatured granite, to keep that all in one place. Okay. So this, I think, is number 97. Yep, it's number 97. I do not ever recommend. I do not recommend site number 97, ever. It is nothing but a puddle. The picnic table, the fire pit, it's under what looks to me like at least 4 inches of water. And if you look at the line of rust around the fire pit, it can get even higher than that. I do not recommend site number 97 ever. This bathroom area has not been remodeled. It does have showers. It doesn't have like the outdoor sand showers or whatever those are. It doesn't have a dishwashing station. It's got a sort of a hidden water area, water spigot. That's nice. There is a trail right here, which, as I saw this morning, while it was still dark, somebody was using the trail to come back from the beach, and they walked right by. They were shining their flashlight into my camp area while I was starting coffee. Okay, number 98. There's the deer that I saw earlier. I seem to be disturbing them. Huh. That one, I didn't realize earlier, but it is still a fawn. It's not full grown. That totally explains its appearance. Because it looks very different than its mama. It's almost full grown, though. Probably come summertime, it's gonna be full grown and on its own. Huh. As you can see from my having zoomed in, there is some gophers over there near the, or gopher holes near the picnic table back there, and there's some gopher holes over there. It does look like the area might be decently set up for tents aside from the gophers. It's fairly level, just with some minor dips. It's definitely possible the fire pit area will flood, though. Everything does seem to be sort of graded towards it. But maybe not, because it sort of, everything's graded going westward. So it's possible that the water will just run off instead of staying and hanging around to make a puddle around the fire pit at 98. Hello, baby.
Hello, baby. It's good that you are so alert, baby. Definitely good that you're alert. I'm not gonna hurt you. I think your mommy knows I'm not gonna hurt you. Yeah, your mommy knows I'm not gonna hurt you. You are so cute. You and your mommy both, you are very cute.
I can't believe I didn't realize earlier that that was not a full-grown one. From what I can see at number 99, the fire pit has a puddle around it, so things are not graded for runoff. The parking area is on a slope, so it's graded going westward, and it will definitely have an issue with puddles and flooding. So that's at number 99. It doesn't look like there's a whole lot of gopher problem, but the picnic table is fairly aged. It looks like it's cracked in a few places. Okay, at site number 100, the picnic table is not even level. There is internet here, at least, or 4 or 5G, I'm not sure. I just got a notification on my phone. So that's number 100. If your car is really low, you might want to avoid site number 100 just because it's possible that you might scrape on this right here. It is really close to the bathroom, which is nice, and there is a grade, so the water is not going to hang around by the water pit and picnic table. I think, because it's right on there's a trail going towards the bathroom right next to the campsite, so it's not going to have a lot of privacy in the summertime. The area where you'd set up your tent, it does look like there's a slight slope to it. It's not level. There's a lot of tree roots, so it might not be the most comfortable unless you have a cot. There are my little deer friends. I hope they don't think I'm chasing them. Okay, site number 101. I could not ever recommend this one to anyone. The picnic table is new, but there is a puddle around the fire pit. I mean, it does look like there's a couple of level areas for tent setup, but the puddle around the fire pit is, I mean, it looks like it's a couple inches deep. Yeah, I couldn't recommend this site to anyone in good conscience. Okay, so number 102. It looks like it's very secluded, which is good for people that like their privacy. Everything goes pretty far back from the parking area. I'm stomping through puddles, so this area has a lot of runoff. yeah, there's a puddle around the picnic table. If they changed the grade a little bit to give it a little bit more of a slope, that would change, but there's even algae growing under there, so it clearly, unless that's moss, it clearly does not dry out very often. I believe this campsite is the runoff for a lot of the campsites that are east of here. I'm walking basically through a little bit of a stream. Yeah, there's a lot of runoff from other areas, so I couldn't recommend this site to anyone. If they made some kind of a ditch situation to direct the water flow, that would be good. They could easily put something like over here between 101 and 102 to help sort of direct the water flow so that it would not go right through the campsite. I couldn't recommend 102 to anyone because of the water situation there. 103, the parking area looks like it'll get pretty muddy. I don't think there's a lot of gravel, but it looks like it's pretty level. I do not see any puddling around the fire pit. That seems to be a trend here. A lot of puddles around the fire pits at these various places. The picnic table looks like it's new-ish. It's not brand new, but it's in good condition. Same with the fire pit, and I mean, it's possible that there might be a tiny puddle develop around here. I can see that there's a slight depression around there, but I mean, if you're gonna have a puddle in your campsite, I guess it's best that it be around the fire pit. I guess that's just not a very good atmosphere to camp in if you can't have a fire pit, you know? Okay, so that was 103, so campsite number 104. The parking area looks like it might be a little risky to park in. It's very soft ground. There is some gravel, but I don't know if it'll provide enough grip to prevent people from getting stuck. It looks like a decent level area to set up your tent right there. When it's really rainy, there might be a puddle developing here, but there's a slight grade. Everything is going towards 102. The picnic table is aging. Okay, number 105. This looks like a pretty nice one. Little bit of a puddle in the parking area. A little bit of a puddle near the picnic table. As far as the tent goes, the only place I think that would be good for setup is like right in here. It's like the only level area, you know, which, I mean, it's good that it's far away from the fire pit. I mean, maybe you could put a tent over here. I'm Not sure. You'd have to do something with the leaves. I should add a rake to my camp kit so that I can take care of situations with leaves. Because it's not a good idea to put your tent on top of a bunch of leaves because, well, then you're inviting bugs. So it's good to rake that away. I wonder why they closed 106 down. Huh. Looks like something wrong happened with the fire pit. It looks like it's tilted somehow. There is a path from 106 to the bathroom, though. That's nice. I don't see a whole lot of puddles. I mean, there's not much point in reviewing it since it's closed. I've got no idea where a person would set up a tent here. I mean, maybe right there? I don't know. I mean, I guess it's level-ish, but it would have to be a pretty small tent. Oh, and look, there is the deer hiding in the bushes. There's the deer hiding in the bushes. Okay, so now we're at number 107. It is the last one. There is a puddle around the picnic table. Everything is sort of graded towards 102, so there's the puddle, but you know, everything's gonna run off for the most part. I don't think that it'll get much deeper than that. In theory, you could put your tent down over here, but there's a marsh right here. So I think there's going to be a lot of mosquitoes at this site, especially during the summer. So I would not camp at number 107 if it were me. So number 102 and 107 are definitely hard nose. Don't camp there. Do not recommend. Okay, well, I think that's it. Yeah, I'm back at the start. And just in case you missed my other video, I also do not recommend number 61. It is a deep puddle, as is number 62, the hike and bike campsite. Yep. That is nothing but puddle. Nothing but puddle. Yeah. Okay, well, it's time for me to go back to my camp. Maybe change into some dry clothes. So, see you guys next time.